next year, you're going to have friends who die. You may have family members who die. But you will have people that you know definitely die.
I can remember being in the hospital after I had the lung biopsy done, and the doctor coming in, the surgeon came in and said, "You've got cancer. It's called bronchoalveolar carcinoma. It's in both lungs, both sides. Prognosis is poor at this point. Doctors really don't know exactly how long I'll have, but depending on how well or how good the chemotherapy works at this point, it could have anywhere from 3 to 6 months to live."
When people are dying, they're carrying an enormous emotional load inside. They're carrying worry and fear and doubt and shame and guilt and regret and joy and sorrow and anxiety. They're carrying a whole panoply of emotion.
Although you suspect something's going on, you suspect the news is going to be bad, frankly, I don't think there's any way to prepare for that, because it is like a kick in the stomach. I mean, all the wind goes out, and even though I have the faith that I have, it's still a shock.
How do you carry somebody else's emotional burden? How do you do that? Here's how you do it. You pray for them, and you pray for them aloud, and you pray in front of them aloud, and you pray with them aloud. And when you pray for them, you are giving them emotional support.
I've had people say this to me so many times. I feel like there's nothing I can do except pray. And I'll tell you what, right now, that is the best thing you could possibly do for someone who is ill. I can actually feel the prayers of people going up for me. I can feel the comfort, I can feel the peace from them that only comes from God.
Another one of the biggest fears that people have when they're dying is the fear of losing control. People have this fear that they're watching control move further and further. First I couldn't drive, and now I can't walk, and now I can't get out of bed, and now I can't use the bathroom on my own, and they find control being taken away from them more and more and more.
I am one of those guys who likes to be in control all the time, likes to be in charge of everything, and the idea of just being sick and being in a hospital, having to go to treatments and things like this, not having control over that scares me. And because of the prayer these people send up for me each and every day, many times a day, I've had none of that experience. It's always been calm. When I go in to have chemo, it always goes smoothly each and every time. And I just thank God for each and every hour that is a good hour in my life. And it's because of that prayer.
One of the fears that a lot of people have when they're dying is the fear of unfinished business. I wish I had done this. I wish I hadn't done that.
I do sometimes go back and I do get depressed a little bit, to be honest, about when I think about things I can't do anymore. I plan on retiring and doing some different things in my life, and now that will not likely be a possibility. But all right, what does God have planned for the rest of my time here? And to me, that's what it's all about, is being open to change, being open to saying, God, all right, this is what I thought was going to happen, but now let's change. What do you want me to do with the time I have left? At this point in my life, I'm ready to die. That's the bottom line. I've had a prognosis. I know that at some point I am going to die in the future. Each of us, to me, is really just one heartbeat away from eternity every day anyhow. One thing I've learned through Rick and through the church here at Saddleback is years don't really mean a whole lot. It's not the amount of time you have here on earth. It's the amount of what you do with that time that you are given here. And God has blessed me so much. He stood right beside me through this.
And instead of looking to our pain, God says, I want you to look to me and look to the hope of heaven. And you need to help those who are dying do the same.
I just have a peace, I have this calmness about me, that knowing this isn't all there is, that I've got so much more to look forward to. In heaven, I'll be able to run. And I think I have this idea that when I get to heaven, is I just see green grass everywhere. And I just feel myself running and jumping over a fence and just having a wonderful time, and to be able to do things that I can't do now because of the disease that I have.